This is Draw Them All. I'm Elliot, and in an effort to get better at drawing, I'm drawing every Pokemon. If you're interested in following along on that journey, there is a link to the Instagram page in the description below. So today I'm drawing Mudkip, world famous Mudkip. There's a meme, I'm not aware of it. So, what am I gonna do? I decided this time I wanted to challenge myself to draw a picture, a Pokemon, with plenty of time to spare. 1 hour. I feel like I could draw Mudkip pretty quickly. I feel like Mudkip maybe is a 10-minute drawing. Maybe I could stretch it out and make it 20. But if you give me an hour, what am I actually going to do with that time? It would be a good chance to practice a technique that on a day-to-day I wouldn't have time for. I wanted to do a drawing with no lines, which to me means you have to work a little bit harder finding the right colors to represent the lines. What having more time often means to me is having more time to waste, having more time where I'm only making marginal improvements. If I am making any improvements at all, sometimes I feel as though if I have more time, I end up introducing mistakes. And I definitely feel that way sometimes when I'm just dealing with color, because this is something I'm still learning and experimenting with. I often don't find the right color to represent shadows or highlights. When I zoom out and look at the whole thing, it ends up looking kind of weird. But that is something I want to work on today. In this drawing, I really want to take my time, really create this 3D quality to the image that you get when you don't have lines. You could really make it stand out and pop. One of my worst fears when I'm working on a project with a long timeline is that I will make a mistake at the beginning, and that mistake will ripple out throughout every step of the project, and it'll just be terrible, and there'll be no fixing it. What we often think is that if we have a project with a lot of time, there'll be a lot of time to catch mistakes. But that doesn't always happen. Sometimes you make a mistake at the beginning, and the mistake just gets progressively worse as you go. It like multiplies instead of being resolved. I'm not saying that is happening here with the Mudkip, but I'm always aware of that. It's like, did something I do in the previous step affect this step? And just keep that in mind. Is this color going to affect that color? Is this line going to affect the whole structure of the image, the perspective, is this leg bigger than the other leg? That kind of stuff. Like all projects, if you have a long timeline, you should actually spend a bit of it actually just checking if you're actually heading in the right direction, if this is actually the right plan to follow. I think when you have a lot of time, it doesn't always mean that you are spending it trying to make improvements, trying to make it better, bigger, grander, try to do flashier things. It sometimes is just being a little bit more diligent, just putting 1% more into the quality assurance area. And I don't think I did it this time. Honestly, I felt like I was looking for something to do. I didn't have a process or a technique yet. I was just looking for something to do with this extra time I had. I was like, I need to make it look better. But in doing so, I feel like I made it maybe a little bit worse at the end. If I just wasn't so heavy-handed at the end, I feel like it could have been a little bit better. And that, I think that just comes with time and understanding how to manage that at the end with all the color, the shadows and the highlights. And I ended up making a mistake at around the 2-minute mark, adding a bit of color, and it messed things up a bit. And I was just kind of rushing to fix a mistake as opposed to rushing to polish. And I think that is the danger with a longer timeline for your project, is that you might actually introduce a mistake at some point while you're working on it, and you might spend more time trying to fix that mistake than you are trying to make the project better. There you have it. There's Mudkip drawn in an hour. This is the first Pokemon that I've spent this much time with. I think it shows. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Alright, if you're interested in following along on this journey, or if you're interested in videos about writing and the creative process, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.